Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a ton of Steam Black Friday sales that are going live right now. I had told you guys that while Steam isn't going to have a dedicated Black Friday sale in the sense where the entire store gets redesigned, it is really going to be on each individual publisher, and man, we have got some bangers that have gone live today with 3 different publisher sales. You know, I gotta give a shout to the Square Enix publisher sale. Their games are right up my alley, but beyond the typical Square Enix sale, it's tons of historic low deals on a lot of these games. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, Fantasia Neo Dimension. I'll go over all of that, and beyond that, we do have the Capcom Black Friday sale. Now, I feel like Capcom games go on sale like every other week. There's Capcom Humble bundles all the time, Capcom Fanatical bundles. Capcom deals are a dime a dozen. However, Capcom still publishes some of the best games in gaming, even beyond the fact that, you know, some of their PC ports and some of those aspects, you know, de novo and all that, not ideal, but they still got some great games, so we'll cover that. And then there is a Tecmo Koei publisher sale live right now as well, the Black Friday sale for that. So right off the top, the Square Enix Black Friday sale is without a doubt the best Black Friday sale that's running right now. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade at a brand new low price, 50% off for $19.99, while Rebirth is 50% off for $34.99. These are historic low prices for both of these games, and you can get the twin pack for both of the titles for $49.99, which I think is a really solid pickup. I mean, FF7, the remake, and Square Enix games in general just hold up in price in perpetuity. Like, they hold up in price for eons and eons. So the fact that this is down to $19.99, FF7 Remake and Rebirth for $35, I think both of those are good pickups. You know, should you wait for them to get cheaper? You could, but they probably won't get that much cheaper until, you know, ultimately part 3 of the FF7 Remake trilogy will come out, and I'm sure they'll do a triple pack with all 3 of the games, or maybe they'll bundle in Rebirth and Remake with the deluxe edition of part 3 or something like that, but that's going to be years until that happens, and I wouldn't wait years to play these games. They're great JRPGs, and very much play the game sequentially, play Remake and then Rebirth, just great pickups there. You've got Power Wash Simulator, $12.49 on that. I mean, that game's really well received, so even if you guys meme on it, it is really well reviewed. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake is $36, Dragon Quest Builders is $14, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is 50% off for $24.99. Dragon Quest 11 is $19.99. Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince is $19.99. Dragon Quest Treasures is $19.99. And Infinity Strash is $23.99 as well. So you can check out all of that. You do have Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. That is $19.99. I always recommend people to play Reunion. I think it's a great game, and even though it's initially a PSP game, it's still very much worth playing. Like, I had a great time with it, and Zack's story, especially given the events of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, kind of essential in terms of experiencing the overall game and the overall FF7 story. So highly recommend that. You do have the Kingdom Hearts games going a little bit cheap. 1.5 and 2.5 is $24.99, and Integrum Masterpiece is finally at a lower price. It's at $49.99. How about that? That's 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and Kingdom Hearts 3 and the Remind DLC. You know what? $50 for that actually isn't that bad, and that makes it kind of equivalent to the console price point on PlayStation for the Kingdom Hearts collection. On consoles, the collection is $40, but you don't get the Remind DLC with Kingdom Hearts 3. So I would actually say $50 is pretty good. You know, it's still pretty pricey given that how old these games are, but Kingdom Hearts is an absolute classic, a beloved franchise, and you know, one that's worthwhile for anybody to go through. So I would definitely recommend that. You've got Harvestella at $24, and then you've got all the Final Fantasy games discounted. By the way, Final Fantasy 16 also at a historic low price point. That is 50% off for $24.99, while the Complete Edition is $35. I would recommend you to get the Complete Edition. The DLC for the games are great. The DLC for the game, I should say, with Rising Tide and Echoes of the Fallen, and I love Final Fantasy 16. I think the game game, I don't want to say it's underrated. I totally get why people have their issues with the game, but I think the game is awesome. Love the visuals of the game. It's a spectacle in terms of some of the incredible boss fights in the game, and I had a great time with it. For $25, I would say it's a good pickup. You've got Final Fantasy 15, Episode Arden Complete Edition, $16 on that. I still think 15 is a decent little game. Maybe saying little would putting it a bit of a stretch, but still worthwhile to go through. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster, $11.99. Final Fantasy 13 is $6.39. I love Final Fantasy 13, as you guys know. I glaze that game all the time, but I think it's super underrated. That's actually a game I think is super underrated. And Final Fantasy 7 OG is $4.79 as well, so definitely do recommend that. Some good stuff there. And then a lot of classic Square Enix titles are on sale. By the way, one of those being Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, 85% off for $2.99. That is an excellent deal. I highly recommend that. Definitely a good shout there. Bravely Default 2 is $24. Fantasia Neo Dimension, like I said, $25 on that. Chrono Cross The Radical Dreamers Edition, $7.99 for that. Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition for $16 is a great price as always. Then you've got some other stuff like Chrono Trigger, $7.49, and the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. All those are on sale. I might have to do a bigger deep dive on these deals because there's a ton of stuff in Square Enix. You know, I know not everybody loves the Square Enix stuff, but they are still, even with their pitfalls, one of my favorite publishers in all of gaming today. Then we do have the Capcom Publisher Sale, the Black Friday sale for that. Typical Capcom stuff. Like, do I really need to go in depth? Oh my god, it's Resident Evil 2 Remake for $9.99. Oh my god, it's Resident Evil Village. At Resident Evil Village, it's the Gold Edition for $15. That's decent. But yeah, these deals, you just see them so often that it's just like, bro, how many times can I talk? Like, you guys meme on me, it's the same games over and over again. And sometimes it's just like, dude, what do you want me to do? I play the games I play, and, you know, I talk about what I can talk about, but it's like the Capcom sales are so plentiful. And yes, Devil May Cry 5 is awesome. DMC Devil May Cry is awesome. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney is awesome. All of these games are fantastic, and Capcom is looking to have a stellar 2026 with 4 major game releases with Resident Evil Requiem, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Pragmata, and Onimusha. They're gonna be one of the top publishers in 2026, and they've got stuff like Mega Man Star Force Collection coming out as well, but yeah, they just run deals non-stop, and they do have the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, you know, $19.99 on that. X-Dive Offline at $9.89, that game is low-key pretty good. Okami's on sale. Dragon's Dogma 2, $29.39 on that, so definitely worthwhile to check all of that stuff out. And the Tecmo Koei Black Friday sale is running right now as well. Good stuff from Tecmo Koei, but their games are just super expensive. Dynasty Warriors Origins, love that game, but $52.49 for it is a little bit pricey given that there is going to be a major expansion coming to that game as well. But, you know, it is what it is. It's very much worthwhile to go through, but it came out 11 months ago or 10 months ago, and 52 and change is just so expensive. The DLC is already available for pre-order, and it's going to be $35. Oh my god, yeah, that's quite expensive, but, you know, it is what it is. Games ain't getting cheaper these days. Atelier Yumiya is 30% off for $49. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is 40% off for $29.99. Rise of the Ronin, 30% off for $34.99. That's one worth checking out as well. Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends is $5.99. Dynasty Warriors 8 is $15. Dynasty Warriors 9 is $18. I mean, that's not worth playing, but nonetheless, you've got some Tecmo Koei stuff on sale as well, so check that out. Wish Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was a little bit cheaper, but it is what it is. And that will do it for me. Again, that Square Enix Black Friday sale I think is absolutely stellar. Some of those deals available as a part of that are outstanding, and historic lows on a lot of those games with FF7 Remake, FF7 Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16. I get it. I mention a lot of these games often, but, you know, some of these are cheaper than ever. And with these games just inherently being a little bit more expensive, like a lot of the Square Enix games don't get south of $10, I feel like it's worth mentioning because these aren't games that people usually just hoard into their library. They're usually a little bit selective when they pick them up, so when they do go on sale, I feel like it's worth mentioning them. Again, Capcom Publisher Sale for Black Friday. Good deals as well, but it's just like, dude, those Capcom games are available all the time discounted, and Tecmo Koei sale, those games are just a little bit too pricey. Like $52 for Dynasty Warriors Origins, come on now. That, if it was $35, I would be like, oh, that's a pretty decent deal. $52.49, that's a little crazy there, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.